All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for joining today. On the call with me today from STS side, it's just a small group of us today. It's just myself, Carol, and Ruth. So welcome everyone and thank you for joining. And again, welcome to the Society of Thoracic Surgeons General Thoracic Surgery Database user group call. I will get this changed on the slide. So today is Wednesday, March the 22nd of 2023. So thanks everyone for joining. I'm just going to provide some quick STS updates, nothing new from our last call, and then we're going to use the opportunity for today to conduct our annual data manager survey. So once I am done with the STS updates, then we'll jump into our data manager survey. So get your click and finger ready. We have lots of questions, and we really do appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions for us. Again, we use these surveys for many things, especially when we have new participants coming in for general thoracic. We point everyone to the survey so they can get information on FTEs, how long it takes to abstract cases, how many people, just everything in general. So again, we appreciate you taking the moment to and taking the time to answer the survey questions. And then we'll finish up with the Q&A as usual. So if you have any questions, please be sure and put those into the Q&A. All right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. Again, this slide should be familiar with everyone. The support plan, if you have questions regarding your participant dashboard, if you have questions regarding IQVIA dashboard, if you have questions regarding access to the platform, your IQVIA login, please reach out to stsdb_helpdesk@sts.org. If you have questions regarding your contracts, contact updates, and any other general database related questions, reach out to us at STSDB. And then clinical questions, coding questions, submit those via our clinical question request form. And of course, if you're not sure who to submit your question to, just send it to me directly and I can get you in touch with the appropriate team. Super brief STS updates. Again, the spring 23 harvest did close March 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Those analysis reports, that data set is in analysis right now, and those reports are expected to be available early summer. The fall 23 harvest is ongoing. That does include surgery dates of 7/1/2020 through 6/30 of 2023. The harvest for fall 23 is scheduled to close September the 8th. At 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So please set your reminders, mark it on your calendar, get that data submitted prior to that September 8th deadline. Again, the last day to submit your file for the fall 23 harvest is Friday, September the 8th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Those analysis reports for the fall 23 harvest are expected to be available winter of 2023. Public reporting update. Again, this was included on the last call. The GTSD public reporting page currently reflects reports from the fall 22 harvest analysis. The next data refresh is expected this fall winter. Exact date TBD. I don't have an exact date yet, but the next data refresh will include the spring 23 analysis results. And again, that will include data from January 1, 2020 through December 31st of 2022. If you have any questions related to public reporting, please reach out to us at publicreporting@sts.org, and Sydney and her team are happy to answer any public reported related questions. So that is all the information that I have. Again, just super brief STS updates, not a lot of new information from our last call. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into our data manager survey. Again, everybody get your clicking fingers ready. So let's go ahead and jump in. So our first question is going to be, tell me about your database. Let me go ahead and launch the poll. So we have one question here. So which database do you abstract for? GTSD, ACSD, CHSD, Intermax, PDMax, or I do not abstract? And I do have background music for today's slides.
Very good, Leanne. Nice transition.
That was a much better transition than the congenital webinar.
That was smooth.
Much better transition. I got a little flustered yesterday. I had a lot going on.
You're all good. We probably won't be answering questions during this until after we get done. Leanne doesn't get flustered. She just had a lot going on.
But yeah, I struggle with multitasking sometimes. It's okay.
It wasn't like 2 or 3, it was like 5 things you were trying to do.
We'll give it just a few more seconds. Looks like our numbers are starting to slow down. All right, so let's go ahead and end this one and share the results. It looks like a majority of everyone participates in GTSD. Some also participate in ACSD, CHSD, Intermax, PDMax, and 13% do not abstract. All right, let me turn that down just a little bit. All right, so our next question is going to be related to your background. So let me get the next question. Our next question has 3 sets of questions. So our first question is, what is your background? Followed up by our second question, how long have you been abstracting? And then scroll down to our third question, who do you work for? Again, you have to answer all 3 questions in order to submit your responses. So answer each question and then hit submit. Again, what is your background? How long have you been abstracting? And who do you work for? So we'll give this a minute. Let's see. Just a few more seconds. Still have a couple of people responding. All right. Let's go ahead and end this one. And we'll share our results. All right, so in terms of what is your background, it's like 74% of you are RNs, followed up by, we have 10% other clinical, 5% QI non-medical, 2% IT non-medical, and then 1% APN PA, other physician, HIM medical records, and 2 of you did not abstract. Let's see here. How long have you been abstracting? See, a majority of you have been abstracting 10 or more years, followed up by 2 to 5, 1 to 2, 5 to 9, and then you do not abstract, so that's great. We have a lot of experience. And then all of you work for the hospital, followed up by data abstraction, some both, and then some not applicable. So thank you so much. All right. Our next set of questions is going to be regarding data abstraction. So there are 10 questions for data abstraction. So we're going to take a little bit of time to get these answered. So our first question for role for data abstraction is, what is your role regarding data abstraction at your site? You can pick 2.
I got a joke for you, Leanne, while we're waiting.
All right, go ahead.
What do you get when you cross FedEx and UPS?
I don't know.
Fed up.
That's probably many husbands out there. Husbands, boyfriends, significant others.
I like that.
Boyfriends, girlfriends, everyone in general. The dogs barking at the delivery guys, delivery ladies. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Which ironically, I was just thinking when I was downstairs a second ago, what do I need? Regarding
From
second
Amazon?
question. Yeah, what do I need from Amazon? I need a muffin tin because I want to prep some egg bites for breakfast. And I was like, I need a new muffin tin. So regarding the second question, is it for all databases or only GTSD? So let's focus this just for the GTSD. Because we've done a data manager survey for each database. So this one's focused specifically on your role as a general thoracic participant, abstractor. You know, I haven't had a delivery from Amazon or FedEx lately.
I know.
PS.
Trying to figure out what I'm on Amazon, wonder what I should order.
I'm trying to do better with my meal prep and everything, so.
I meal prep for the dogs.
It's very important.
Thank you.
All right, Megan, it won't let me leave a question blank, but I don't abstract, so I don't know how long it takes for a case. Carol, what would you suggest for that?
Oh, I forgot the NA on that one, didn't I? I would just put less, put 1 to 2 hours. That seems to be the most common, so it won't
skew the results. Yeah.
Not too. Yeah.
So yeah.
But we'll have the chat, and we'll go back and clean it up a little bit. Sorry about that.
All right. Thanks, Megan. Oh, no problem. Thank you. There's no NA for question 4. What's question 4?
That one. Oh, real time.
Timing.
Yep. I would just pick within 1 to 4 weeks.
Yep. So Sheila put answer 1 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, I thought I did so good entering these. I was hurrying up, but I guess I didn't.
That's all right. So give it a few more seconds. Still have some people responding. That's a lot of questions. So again, thank you. All right, give it just 10 more seconds.
Yeah, this is the long one.
Yeah, I think this is the longest one that we have. All right, looks like our numbers are holding pretty steady. So let's go ahead and end this poll. And let's go over these results real quick. So what is your role regarding data abstraction at your site? Most everyone, primary data, contact and do abstract, backup data and contact, do abstract, do not abstract, other, and physician rep. Okay, how many cases per month do you abstract? Most, let's see here. We've got 7% do less than 5, 17%, 5 to 10. Looks like 11 to 20, 41 to 50, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 51 to 100 cases, 101 to 200, greater than 200, and there's 7% that does not abstract. Average time spent abstracting cases. So 59% of you are, it's mainly around 1 to 2 hours per case, followed up by less than an hour, 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4, and there are a few that are 4 or more hours. And the majority looks like the timing of abstraction occurs within 1 to 4 weeks of the OR date, followed up by greater than 4 weeks of the OR date. We have about 8% that abstracts in real time, 5% within 1 week. This is great information. Thank you guys so very much. Does your hospital utilize an abstraction company? 80% abstracts in-house, 11% utilize a third-party abstraction company, 7% does not work for a hospital, and then 1% work for multiple hospitals as they have a mix. What source do you primarily abstract from? 95% as EHRs. And then 5%, most everybody's EHR, 5% just does not abstract. So excellent. How do you abstract data? Most everyone is directly to your vendor software, followed up by paper to vendor software. And then you have a mix and does not abstract. Do you have a process in place for tracking patients post-operatively discharged? So 84%, yes, we have a process in place for tracking 30 days and post-discharge status. 7%, nope, just hope for the best. And then 6% did not abstract, and then 1 worked from multiple hospitals, and you have a mix. And 9, do your surgeons fill out the operative section or provide some type of information to you besides the op note that helps abstract the case? 82%, nope, they do not fill out anything extra, just the op note. And then 8% of you have some surgeons that fill out the operative section, and just 1% fill out some other type of form to help with data capture. And then 1% fill out, yes, you fill out both the operative section and some other type of form, and we have 7% that just does not abstract. Is your surgeon available to answer questions? Thank goodness, 89%, yes, your surgeon is available. 5%, no, your surgeon is not available. And then followed up by 5% and 1% for those last 2 choices. So that is excellent information. But yes, Katie, I am displaying the responses. You should be able to see them. I think everyone can see them. Please let me, if others can't, you should be able to see them. And Crystal, yes, there is a way to get these abstraction times for each registry. So once we complete the data manager surveys, we'll take all this information and put them into graphs and charts and get a nice PowerPoint presentation available, and we will post these out on the STS website so you can access each of the surgeries. And Carol just put into the chat where you can find, you'll be able to find these data manager surveys. They'll be under the data manager education section of the website. So yes, these will all be available once we get all the results finalized and put into PowerPoint presentations. All right. See, our next question is show me the numbers. So our next set of questions is 3 questions regarding size, volume. How many cases per year does your hospital perform? Our second question, are most of your cases esophagus or thoracic? And how many people abstract at your hospital? This is probably the #1 question I get asked from new participants. This and how long does it take to abstract a case? Number 3, how many people abstract the thoracic cases at my site?
Yeah, I would say specific to your GTSD.
Yep, specific to GTSD.
So how many FTEs are assigned to the GTSD registry abstraction and QI projects at your hospital?
So, and this is regarding for STS, your data abstraction for STS, for general thoracic. Give it just a few more seconds. Still have a couple of responses coming in. I'll give it about 10 more seconds. No option.
I would just put 1 FTE.
Just put 1, yeah. Just put 1 FTE. Thank you, Erin. hopefully, Aaron, you've had a chance to get all your responses in. All right. Let's go ahead and end the poll and share results. So you should be able to see those results. For our first question, how many cases per year does your hospital perform? Let's see here. Majority, 31% perform between 201 and 500, followed up by 24% with 101 to 200, 51 to 100 is 15%, 501 to 1,000 is 8%, 7% 0 to 50, 6% greater than 1,000, and then 4% you work for multiple hospitals, and we have a mix. Are most of your cases esophagus or thoracic? And not surprising, 92% are thoracic, followed up by 2% esophagus, and then we have 6 where it's just about tied, so it's pretty equal across the board. And how many people abstract at your hospital? So 70% have only 1 FTE, followed up by 23%. We have 2 to 4 FTEs. 6+ people is 1%. 1% we have multiple hospitals, have a mix. And 5% does not work for a hospital. I can't take credit of the picture of the count. That's all Carol's genius. That's her magical genius.
I do the last too. Yeah.
You guys, if you don't know, Carol's got a phenomenal sense of humor. I love it. All right, our next set of questions is going to be regarding your previous experience. Actually, it's only one question here, so let's go ahead and launch this one. So what is your previous experience? Are you clinical, non-cardiothoracic surgery, clinical cardiac surgery, non-clinical but within healthcare, non-clinical and not in healthcare, or NA? Just a few more seconds. Give it about 15 more seconds. I know, Donna. I've had this song in my head for 2 days now. Nice to know I will no longer suffer alone.
Oh, we're all suffering with you. Burning ring of fire. Down, down, down.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm well over our 15 seconds. All right, let's end this one. All right, and share the results here. So the majority of you are clinical, non-cardiothoracic surgery, cardiology, non-cardiology, other medicine, or medical admin, followed up by 33% are clinical cardiac surgery. Then we have 15% non-clinical, but within healthcare, a small percentage of you are non-clinical and not in healthcare. And then we have NA, 1%. All right. Our next question is going to revolve around work responsibilities. So our next question, what are your work responsibilities? Proper English going on there. STS GTSD database only, STS databases only, STS and other surgical databases, STS and other clinical responsibilities, STS and other non-clinical responsibilities. Other, I do not abstract. All right, a few more seconds. Yes, Intermax would count as an STS database. So on the call today, there's 105. So right at 100 taking the survey, Erin.
I'm gonna be humming this song all day long.
that was me yesterday too. I know, I'm sorry. But again, at least I'm not alone. All right, so let's go ahead and end this poll. All right, so share our results. So work responsibilities, 26% of you are STS and other cardiology thoracic databases, followed up by STS and other surgical. Then we have STS and other non-clinical responsibilities. STS databases only is tied with STS and other clinical responsibilities, and then other I do not obstruct. So only 12% of you are GTSD only. All right. And our next question, education. So this question, instead of a particular poll, has 7 questions. So our first question, do you participate in the STS mentorship program? Do you find the twice monthly webinars helpful? Do you feel that you have the knowledge to do your job correctly? Have you participated in AQO? Are you familiar with the IQVIA resource library? And do you review the notifications tab within the platform? Have you utilized the resource documents?
That person answering yes to everything better not just be clicking the first answer on everything. I saw you, fast fingers. Just kidding.
We're watching you. But this stuff, this information is really truly is very, very helpful to us. So we really do greatly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we do. It really is helpful, and we share it, post it on the sites, and get lots of requests for sites who are trying to do their budget planning and maybe want to hire, use this as a defense to hire new people or more people for help. So it really is helpful, not just to us, but to all your colleagues at other centers.
All right, looks like our numbers are starting to slow down. Give it just a few more seconds. Give it 10 more seconds. I don't think we can add a question while we're in process, can we, Carol?
Let me see here.
That's a good question.
What kind of question?
SJW put in the question, be interesting to know how many abstractors with GTSD have oncology backgrounds, as it is a huge component of this registry.
Okay, let's find out. I can add it.
Oh, you can? Okay, perfect. Oh, are you going to tack it on at the end?
I think it'll come up, it'll read oncology.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I'm just typing it in now.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and end this set of questions. Thank you for that suggestion. So Carol's getting that added, and we'll answer that one here in just as we go through the list.
You have it
All
down
right.
at the end there, Leanne.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's go through these results real quick regarding education. Do you participate in the mentorship program? So 67% are aware, but not participating. 16% of you are unaware of this program. And then we have 5% participate as a mentee, 3% as a mentor, and then 9% do not abstract. So again, we'll have our team send out more information around the mentorship program. I think right now we do have more obviously we have more mentees than we do mentors, and we have a wait list. So I'll work with Addie and team and start getting some more information out regarding our mentorship program. It's really helpful for our new data managers. Do you find the twice monthly webinars helpful? Yes, the amount is perfect, followed up by would prefer less frequent webinars, then would prefer more frequent webinars, and then there's a few of us, this is their first webinar. You just found out about them, so welcome. Do you feel that you have the knowledge to do your job correctly? 61% yes, but you're still learning. 29% as yes, I'm good. 8% no, I definitely need more training, and 3% NA. And then data managers, have you participated in our STS AQO? Our data managers meeting in the past. Let's see here. So we have 28% that participate annually, 11% frequently. 16% of you have been a few times. 23 have attended once. 16% have not attended in the past, and we have 4%. What is AQO? For those of you that are not aware of what AQO is, if you could please email me directly, I will definitely give you all the information about AQO. It's probably the most important meeting for our STS data managers. So again, just reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to give you all the information on AQO, what it is, what it's about, and why it is so important. Are you familiar with the IQVIA resource library? So 47% of you frequent it on the platform. 43% have only checked it out once or twice. 9% don't know anything about the resource library. And NA, do you review the notifications tab? 49% yes, frequently. 16% have difficulty understanding it, but do frequent it. 25% of you skip it, and 9% NA. And have you utilized the resource document? 73% yes, 25% no, and 1% NA. All right. Our next questions are around database feedback. So we have 4 questions here. And of course, we are just wanting your feedback on how we are doing here at STS. So again, please let us know your responses to these 4 questions. What would be the most helpful area to educate on for STS and IQVIA? Followed up by, please rate STS's communication over the last year. What areas can we improve upon? And how often are you using the training manual? So again, we have 4 questions. And so just remember that first one is a multiple choice answer. So give it just a few more seconds. Actually, I'll give it a little bit longer. There's only only about 60% of people that have answered. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and end this poll. Looks like the majority have responded. Got good responses. Up there's one more coming in. Okay, let's go ahead and end it. All right, share results. Regarding our first question, what would be the most helpful area to educate on? Let's see, 26% of you are good. You can get your data in and understand how to clean before harvest closes. 25% of you are still a little confused, but you're getting it. 1% the uploader. Let's see, we need some additional education on data quality report, the critical summary report, missing variable, harvest summary. So I can definitely do another webinar on walking through each of these reports, best ways to utilize those for harvest close and harvest and cleanup. The majority would like additional education on the risk-adjusted benchmark report, so we can definitely work on that. And then the non-analyzed participant dashboard. So thank you again for that feedback. We will work to get additional education around those higher priority areas. Please rate STSS communication over the last year. Majority said it's pretty good, followed up by average, excellent, and then poor. So for those of you that feel like it's been poor, if you would please reach out to me. I would like to get additional feedback from you on your thoughts and what we can do to improve upon that. So thank you. What areas can STS improve upon? 18% communication, 46% clinical education, 29% pre-analysis data cleanup, analysis report education that coincides with the question above, basics of the data warehouse platform, tech support, and 10% NA. So again, thank you. And I'm going to be working with, alongside with Ruth and Carol on developing an educational plan moving forward for our webinars. So if you have ideas, things you would like to get additional education on, please reach out to Ruth and myself so we can get those added and bring in surgeon speakers, other data managers, or we would love to get presentations from other data managers as well. So again, please give us your ideas and things you would like education on so we can definitely provide that to you and make these webinars useful for you and provide the education that you're needing. How often are you using the training manual? 56% of you review it prior to submitting your questions. 19% review it monthly, find it answers your questions. 18% review it monthly but still have questions, and 1% are not aware of the training manual. So again, if you could reach out to me directly, I can get you help there. That's basically, that training manual is your guide. Like, I couldn't imagine abstracting cases without it. So again, please reach out to me and I can give you additional information and guidance on the training manual, where to find it, how it's useful. So again, just reach out to me directly. All right. Our next question, reporting utilization of the data. Oops. All right. All right, our first question, do your surgeons review the spring and fall GTSD reports? Has your site ever been audited? Do you perform internal audits on your data? And have you ever utilized STS data for QI projects? So again, those 4 questions.
For AQO, I don't know if you answered Holly's question or
Oh,
not.
no, I have not.
That's all right. AQO, we don't have a date yet planned. So more to come. We're still in discussion how we're going to move forward this year. 2024, we're probably going to be live. Just still talking things through and how best to do that so we can get the most attendance, make it easiest for the data managers to attend, and be able to share the information with those who are not able to attend in person for a reasonable cost to all.
Yeah.
And hear you,
Yeah.
Jen, about the cost for the hospital budget.
Yeah, budgets. That's, I think, obviously everyone's biggest constraint is budget.
And it's no fun having a meeting if you can't, an in-person meeting, if not everybody who needs to be there can be there because of cost, unless they're, so there might be a better way for us to do it. Make sure we get information out and educate people.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and end this one. All right, share our results. So do your surgeons review the yearly GTSD reports, the spring and fall? 87% of you, yes, they do, which is excellent. 8% no, and then 5% NA. And looks like 56% of our attendees here have been audited by STS, 23% no, and 22% are unknown. Do you perform internal audits on your GTSD data? Excellent. 63% of you do perform those internal audits. 30% no, you do not, and 6% no. Have you ever utilized your STS data for QI projects? 44% of you have utilized your data for QI projects. That's excellent. 41% no, you do not, and 15% is currently unknown. Our next set of questions regarding AQO. Speaking of AQO, we have 9 questions here. So again, speaking of planning for AQO next year, if you could help us out with these questions. So did you attend AQO in 2022? You can pick 2. For those that joined the Hot Topics webinar, did you find it helpful, solidifying? For those that attended, did you feel it was useful? How likely are you to attend an in-person meeting in 2024? Not this year, but next year, 2024. Does your institution budget for data manager travel? Which challenge do you face with in-person meeting the most? Which challenge do you face the least? And which location can you travel to the easiest? Which location is the most difficult for you to travel to? Just a few more seconds, 30 more seconds actually. So we'll have quite a few results coming in. responses are slowing down, so let's go ahead and close this one out. We've got good responses. Every time I say that, we get one more response. All right, let's go ahead and close this poll. Thank you, everyone. All right, our results here. Did you attend AQO? 18% of you, yes, did in person. 38% were virtual only. 36% watched the Hot Topics webinar. 20 did not. 20% did not watch, and 31% were NA. 43% of you felt that the Hot Topics webinar was helpful. 3% said no, it was not, and then 54% were NA. For those that attended AQO, do you feel it was useful? So 54% of you learned something new, which is great. 3% did not learn anything new, and 43% were NA. How likely are you to attend an in-person meeting in 2024? So this one's 36% of you not likely, 28% say it's possible, 16% more than likely, 12% not happening, and then 7% definitely you'll be there. Excuse me, our question number 5, does your institution budget for data manager travel? 62% no, 38% yes. And then which challenge do you face the most? And not surprising, 88% of you, it's budget affordability, followed up by location and length. And then the least is location. The least is length, location, budget affordability. And then traveled to the easiest, a little kind of split evenly distributed, just equal distribution across all of the answers. We've got Chicago, Florida, Tennessee, and Colorado, all around 27 to 23%, followed up with Kansas City, Missouri, being the least. And then which location is most difficult? Kansas City being the most difficult, followed up by Denver, Orlando, Chicago, and Nashville. All right. And then we have one more question that we added for the oncology. So how many abstractors have an oncology background? This was a great question. All right, 2 more seconds. All right, so let's go ahead and end this and share our results. So right at 80%, 79, 80% of you do not have an oncology background, 13% of you do, and then 8% NA. So again, great question. All right, and that concludes our data manager survey for this year. Again, thank you everyone for participating. Your answers, like Carol stated, are extremely helpful, not just to us, but also to your colleagues as well. My contact information here, if you need to get in touch with me, my email, phone, it's easiest to get in touch with me directly via email. Again, database operational questions, reach out to us at stsdb@sts.org. And then if you have any tech support related questions regarding your analysis reports, questions regarding IQVIA, data quality reports, anything like that, reach out to stsdb_helpdesk@sts.org. Just important information regarding our upcoming webinars. Our next monthly webinar is scheduled for April the 12th at 1:30 Central. Our next user group call on April 26th is going to be canceled. STS has a staff meeting during that exact same time, so we're going to have to cancel the user group call for April 26th. So we will just have that monthly webinar next month on April the 12th. So be sure and mark your calendars accordingly. And also STS will send out an announcement regarding the upcoming webinars as well. And with that, I don't have any other additional information. We've got a few minutes left. If anyone has any questions, you're welcome to put those into the Q&A and we can get that answered for you. If not, we can go ahead and close out. But again, happy to hang on for a minute or two, see if anyone has any questions. I don't know, Carol, if you have anything.
I don't have anything.
Um,
Anything. Great call.
Ruth, Joseph had a question, but I don't know if you would want if you would want him to submit it to FAQs. If you have any clinical questions, I would submit that via the clinical question submission form. So Ruth has all the information she needs to answer your questions. I don't know if you can answer any of these off the fly.
I can pull up the training manual really quickly.
But Nancy had a question, will AQO be virtual? Again, we're still in the planning phase, Nancy. We're still trying to figure out how things are going to be this year. As soon as we actually have all the answers, we'll take some of these responses back from our survey actually to surgeon leadership. So once we know, I will be sure to share with everyone. So, but we're still in the discussion phase on AQO for this year. Lots of things being discussed.
Sorry, I can look these questions up. I don't know if that's time efficient for everybody, but I'm happy to do that. I know what I do, but I always like to validate it against the training manual and sending
no,
a
that's
response.
fine.
I apologize for
No,
the
that's fine. Please have a virtual option for Jen. And again, Jen, all things are being considered for AQO for this year. So just know everything's being considered. So when will the poll, hold on. When will the poll be published? So Jen, as soon as we are done with all the surveys here, we've got to take all the surveys, get the results together, pull the slides together. So Carol, how long?
I'm gonna say
It would take-
probably, I'm gonna give myself enough time, probably a month, because we do, these come across in a big spreadsheet with everybody's answers, and we have to filter with the slides with multiple questions, or the questions with multiple questions have multiple columns of data. So sometimes I filter those to get down. So like when we're looking at the FTE question and we can combine it with how many abstractors at your site, things like that. And then I filter it and make graphs with it. So it could, and we have to do it for all 4 databases. So probably about a month.
Yeah. And we'll definitely announce when those are posted and when it's available. So they just won't be put out there and just hanging out there. We'll definitely let you all know when those are available.
Okay, so for Joseph's question, the way that I have always coded this, when they do a wedge resection followed by a completion segmentectomy of the same exact region. So we're talking about a wedge of like a right upper lobe and then a segment out of the same space, is to code your segmentectomy as the primary procedure. And then your secondary procedure can be the concomitant lung procedure 32668, which is thoracoscopy, assuming this is a thoracoscopic resection. Otherwise, you'd use the thoracotomy code. The diagnostic wedge followed by the anatomic lung resection. The segmentectomy is considered anatomic. So I'm guessing that question is coming up because we said that if you do a segmentectomy followed by a lobectomy, that you only code the lobe. The reason for that is that you essentially have 2 anatomic lung resections following each other. And there isn't a way to do that with the options that are provided in the training manual. But there is a way to do the wedge followed by the anatomic lung resection. So you would use that code that's in the training manual for that. The question about primary procedure for robotic chests in lap. So if you have an esophagectomy, part of which is done minimally invasive and part of which is done open, you code the open procedure, not the minimally invasive, as the sort of as the primary procedure. You choose the more invasive as your primary. So hopefully that answers that question. If not, send in a follow-up question. Has there been specific survey questions on what the reason data managers have for not attending in person?
I don't know. I'll have to check with marketing. To be honest, I don't know what questions were included in the data manager survey. I'm assuming that that specific question was not, but we can definitely work with Emily. But to my knowledge, I don't know.
we asked prior in a previous webinar, the reason why folks were not attending, and I think it was
Was budget.
last year, yeah, and it had to do with budget. We looked at COVID restriction, budget, travel restrictions. And I think the overwhelming thing was COVID restrictions and budget. So the site still had travel restrictions in place for COVID.
Crystal's question, if cancer is not primary, i.e. mets from another primary location, is it included in the registry? So you can abstract any case that you would like. You can put anything into the database. If your question is it part of the analysis for lobectomy, for example? No, because in order to be included in the risk adjusted analysis, you have to have for lobectomy, for example, you'd have to have a lung cancer category, primary category of disease, and a lung resection that's on the list that's provided in the IQVIA library. So at my site where we only enter required procedures, which this would not be required for entry, we wouldn't even enter a case that's a resection of a met. But if you're a site that enters every procedure performed, then feel free. It just won't be part of your analysis. Can I review the segmentectomy question again? Sure. So your segmentectomy is going to be your primary procedure. Your secondary procedure, one of your other procedures, I guess, would be concomitant lung, the diagnostic wedge followed by the anatomic lung resection. Assuming we're talking about the same lung space. So if you're doing like one on the right and one on the left, that answer doesn't apply. But the question was very specifically asking about the same place in the lung.
Right. And if you have a specific, feel free to submit your more specific question to the FAQ, and
feel
we
free
can
to send me
address
your
it.
op notes and all
Yep.
that.
Send those op notes. Let's see here. Budget constraints due to money lost due to COVID. Yes, that was the overwhelming. Is there a list of non-analyst procedures that we could enter in the database that will be included in a volume section on a report?
If you look in the, I think what they're asking for is the list of what goes into the legacy reports, and that's included in the summary document.
Right. So in the analysis overview in the library, actually I think this is the general thoracic one, and I can pull that over and show you really quickly if my computer is not too slow. So here on the analysis overview, benchmark and legacy reports, all of the criteria are located here. So to be eligible for the benchmark and legacy reports to be included in those reports in the platform, you must have the primary procedures are located here. Okay.
Next question.
Yep.
Do you have a set month every year for the audit? If not, can that be looked at for the future?
It's hard to plan for the other projects if we don't have an idea when the audit could occur. So Beth, I can share your, Emily handles all of the audits for STS, so I will definitely send that feedback over to Emily.
It's usually done, I mean, we do have a timeline for the audit. And I think our goal is to notify sites by the end of April, early May, if they're being audited. Because the timeline goal is to get those results in time for annual meetings so they can be shared with the surgeons at our annual meeting. This year we were right on target for that. It occurred a little bit late, but sites had staffing issues still related to COVID. And we had a few sites who were just behind in getting their data into us, and we had to keep following up with. So we do have a timeline for it. And I want to say last year, we aimed to get notice out by April, the last week in April, first week in May.
Yep.
Amy's question. So if surgical oncology performs the abdominal part of esophagectomy and thoracic does a minimally invasive robotic, we should call this open. Yes. Similarly, if your surgical oncologist converts their portion, their abdominal portion, or whatever portion they complete to open, it would be captured as a conversion. Because you can only abstract the case as the entire case. All of it is bundled together.
Perfect. All right, so we're about almost 5 minutes over. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Ruth, thank you for tackling those last few questions. Carol, thank you for helping today with the survey. I appreciate you both. And with that, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. And just a reminder, our user group call on the 26th is canceled. So we'll see you all on our next monthly webinar for April the 12th. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.